Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Global Truth Center Toronto. Wherever you are in the world, thank you for tuning in this morning. Our theme for March is practicing the presence. And our vision statement is love only. You can even say it along with me. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. And we join together in community to embrace that feeling that each of us really matter to one another, and have a shared faith that there is a power for good in the universe, as Ernest Holmes said. And we are this power, this infinite creative energy. Therefore, we can use this energy individually and, most importantly, collectively, as we recognize we're a part of something much greater than ourselves. We are part of an energy system that knows only expansion, evolution, and infinite creation. And so that is why we come together on a Sunday, to know it, embody it, be it, celebrate you, celebrate that we have Pierre Gautreau with us today, and also celebrate that we have Reverend Fred Wilmette with us today as well. Fingers crossed he'll get on. He's having a little bit of technical difficulties, but I trust that he will. So there you go. All right, I am going to bring Pierre in for our opening song. So come on in here, Pierre. How are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you. And it's always just so great to have you with us.
It's wonderful being here.
What's your opening song for us this morning?
This is one of mine. It's called It's All About Love.
Beautiful. Thank you.
How about you? How about me? How about everybody living in peace and harmony? How about love for us all? This is my wish, most of all. Now is the time to show love for our brothers and sisters. So open up your heart and you will know it's all about love. It's all about love. It's all about love. Loving open arms soothes a heart plagued by harm, allowing peace and joy to once again run free. Watch the phoenix rise, the hope in its eyes, and our hearts grew more, 'cause we did not ignore when a stranger knocked on our door. It's all about love. 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 It's all about love.
You know, Pierre, when you were singing that, I see a children's choir singing this song.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, and then me sobbing between the ugly cry. Oh, thank you. That was absolutely beautiful.
My pleasure.
Hmm. It's all about love, and that is why we come together on a Sunday. Oh my goodness. You know, yes, we are a community that recognizes we have the capacity to go beyond the world of form, understanding that our physical world is a reflection of our consciousness. The ultimate reality with a capital R is one of love, peace, and harmony that each one of us can embody. We can live from this knowing that this is who we are, this is who each and every person is. And so I feel that today and in the coming days and in the past few weeks, we have been called to embody peace, harmony, safety, and security for each and every one of us on our planet in a way that we never have before. And we know that whatever direction our mind takes and firmly believes in forms a new thought pattern within this atmosphere of pure potentiality. Therefore, whatever tendency of thought is in our mind tends to take outward form and new creation. We have the power to create from a very different place, a power to create consciously from love. Because if we continue to live as we've lived in the past, there will simply be more of the same in our future. If we continue to support war, our wars within our consciousness, we will continue to have war in the world. I stand for peace. I stand for the right of every being on this earth plane to experience safety and security. I stand for the knowing that the incarnation of spirit is in all beings and that every single person on this planet is an incarnation of this one spirit. I stand for the unity of all life and that the highest God, the innermost God, is one God. I stand for the eternal goodness, eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. I stand for love only. Forgive everything. Remember who I am. I choose to live from this consciousness of love, opening my heart to a deeper level of forgiveness and commitment to embody what I stand for, to live from what I stand for, so that I'm harmonious. I am at peace at the very depth of my soul, and therefore bring peace and harmony to the world. And so it is. With that, I invite Pierre and yes, our beautiful, lovely Reverend Fred to join in our invocation song and our opening treatment. Good.
I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. Feel free to sing along at home. It's very simple. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me.
Trusting and knowing in this moment of sending love over the mountains that there's nothing but divine energy, love that flows through me, through each and every one of us. And we call it God, love, light, joy, whatever name we give it. It is the essence and the divinity of who and what we are. As we stand in this present moment, recognizing the truth with a capital T, which is love is at the source, love is at the core of everything. When I live my love self, I am living my truth. And when I live my truth as an individualized expression of the whole, I make an appointment with myself to see the world the way that I need to see the world. And to recognize that what I focus on, I get more of, that this conscious divinity, this conscious love, this conscious choice to live fully and to embrace this beautiful energy that we call life. When I live in that, I recognize nothing but truth. And the truth is love. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity to have this communication with my community and recognize that love that flows through each of us, whether we're live right now or any time that we have an opportunity to visit this moment. And it is with that gratitude and that recognition that love is at the core that I release this into the universe. I release it, I let it go, understanding the power of word, the power of thought. I release it, I let it go, and together we say, and so it is.
I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. And it returns to me. And it returns to me.
Thank you both. That was beautiful and very timely. Thank you. Fred, Reverend
My
Fred. Oh, bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Thank you for, again, this is such a demonstration of conviction and you getting online this morning. And thank you for just blessing us with your beautiful energy. It's so wonderful to see you.
wonderful to see you as well.
So, our theme is practicing the presence. How might that show up for you this month?
Well, I will tell you, it's been an interesting experience in practicing the presence. I mean, first of all, my interpretation of practicing the presence is basically making meeting with myself. It's connecting to the me. And one of the things that happens when you do that is, for me, I recognize that all of the circumstances of my life or the things around me, I recognize that they that happens irrelevant. That when I'm truly in consciousness with myself, I recognize that all the circumstances do not define me. And
Hmm.
and one of the things, so I mean, it's been a trying little while for me. I mean,
Yes.
I'm just gonna speak it.
Hmm.
I lost my brother. I mean,
Hmm.
I say I lost my brother. My brother transitioned, and he transitioned in a way that could not have been more perfect for him to transition. But I'll tell you what, if you want to practice the presence, go through deep grief the way I did. Let me tell you, you don't have to go through grief to
Hmm.
experience it, but there's nothing, that can bring you more in the moment than witnessing someone that you love go transition. And we think of grief. I just I could write a whole new chapter to my thesis. My thesis was on grief, which I kind of thought, how come I have to experience this? I mean, I wrote the book on it. So
Because
unfortunately,
you're having a human experience like the rest of us.
right, and we're not exempt, we're not exempt and we can have all of the knowledge. But I'll tell you, one of the gifts about understanding it, it took me a few days to sort it out. But the reason that I could really be present with the grief, with the challenging feelings, was because I knew that at the core of it is love. And I
Mm.
kept going back to that. I came up with this analogy that grief is a house, and the main floor rooms are like anger and regret and sadness and fear and doubt and all of the things associated with grief. And I sort of saw the foundation being love. And so I could allow
Mm.
myself the time that I needed in each of those rooms and consciously be in the sadness or in the moment, present, fully present, and then
Mm.
still be able to stay in that room for as long as I needed to, because I understood that it all related back to love, and that foundation was more important. I mean, the more you grieve, it's the deeper you go through grief, the deeper you are, the deeper you love, the deeper you grieve, right? It's just
Yes.
part of this human experience. But sometimes we think in this philosophy, it means I've got to get away from this horrible feeling. And the reality is that you have to be able to really embrace it and know that there's something on the other side of it. So you can really allow it when you really become present. Then so I don't know if you wanted to add anything to that, but I'll tell you
Well,
what.
what I did want to add, because I thought it was so brilliant what you said about being in the basement, and that the foundation is love, even though you're in the basement, which is like having us recognize that the foundation is love, but we're also, if we're in the basement, the foundation comes up around us. We are surrounded and held in love.
And it's supported. And if you cannot understand that the reality is that love is all around us, that love is your foundation, if you cannot get to that, it becomes more difficult to practice the presence, because now we're afraid. Think of external circumstances that are going on in the world right now. We can choose to live in the fear of of what we're seeing or what's really happening, or we can make the decision that no matter what, we're surrounded by love, that everything is love. And by practicing our presence, it always brings me back to that. I'm not my circumstances, and that love is
Mm.
all there is. And that's what I see when I look in the mirror, and that's what I see when I look in my heart. Eckhart Tolle says, presence arises. I love this quote. Presence arises, so being fully present, when we free ourselves of incessant thinking and unconscious reactivity to circumstances. How many
Hmm.
of us do that when there's something big in the world, Or here's an example. I got on a plane and went to Mexico and spent, 12 days in Mexico. And I was on the beach. And there's a lot of craziness going on. Like, it's a lot of fun, and and it is, and and it happened to be in Mexico, and it happened to be, on a beach that's very flamboyant. Let me just say that, right? And so I can be caught up in, but I can still sit in all of that joy, just like the opposite, grief. And I can still sit in that moment and just practice the presence and come into who I am and recognize that, I love this. I love this phrase. People on vacation will often say, at the end of the vacation time, they'll say, now I go back to reality. And I think I am just as in reality on vacation as I am at home or wherever I am. And that's what practicing the presence is. It's not related to just your circumstances. It's being quiet. It's making an appointment with me. It's logging
People
on.
can make an appointment with you today.
I would love that.
You kind of stepped into that, but yes.
I would love to spend time with anyone, But I mean, even logging in this morning, I mean, it took me, as you know, an hour to get my computer up, and then we couldn't get the screen, and then, I had to reboot the modem, and there was all these things happening. And I kept saying, well, first of all, I said, okay, brother, quit fooling around with my technology, because I do talk to my brother. And he was a jokester. So everything that happens, I go, okay, Francis, enough, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? It's like, but I kept saying, be present in this. And if all you are is a voice this morning, be okay with that. Like, don't have attachment to having to have your face on the screen. Choose to be present no matter what. That's what practicing the presence is for me.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Rev Fred. You're wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
nice
you, Rev.
tan, by the way.
Hey, thank you. And if I can just say on that note, thank you and thanks. I just wanted to say thank you to all of our community, because so many people reached out over the last little while. And, even if I didn't get back to you or whatever, just know that everything landed right at the right time when it was supposed to land. And it was really good not to have to be, I'm Reverend Fred no matter where I am, but I just got to be the big brother who lost his little brother, and, and redefining my life, and just to be 100%, clear, present. And my father said, well, you're Reverend, say something. And I said, no, I just have to be the brother right now. Like I have to experience this process my own way. And so thank you to my community who reached out. Thank you to the people who prayed for me and who kept me in consciousness throughout this entire time. It really has helped. And the process isn't over. It's still, it still pops up, and there's still, it's going to for a long time. But again, practicing the presence is going to always help me through that. So if you don't, community, just give yourself the gift and show up for yourself. And be present in whatever's going on around you, tornadoes, whatever is swirling around you, just sit in your own truth.
Yes, beautiful.
It helps.
It does. It makes a huge difference. Thank you, Rev Fred. I'm going to bring up our affirmation today.
Wonderful.
To say it out loud.
Okay, so I'm going to say it once, and then I invite you to say it probably 2 times, because I like to concretize it. Today is a gift. I accept this day with my full presence and undivided attention. And then together, today is a gift. I accept this day with my full presence and undivided attention. Now, shout it from wherever you are. Feel it. Today is a gift. I accept this day with my full presence and undivided attention. Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
See you at the end of the, I was going to say, see you at the end of the show. Stay on.
Ta-da! Ta-da! The Reverend Fred, Reverend Helen, and Pierre show.
That's what it is today. Yes.
Amen. All right.
Oh, thank you, Rev Fred.
Thank you.
I'm going to bring Pierre back for a feature song, which is a perfect song for today. Thank you.
Yeah.
Out of the ruins and rubble, out of the smoke, Out of our night of struggle, can there be a ray of hope? One pale thin ray, reaching for the day. We can build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city, not a city for some, a city for everyone. We may not reach the ending, but we can start slowly but truly mending, brick by brick and heart by heart. Now, maybe now, we'll start learning how we can build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city, not a city for some, a city for everyone. When your trust is all but shattered, when your faith is all but killed, you can give up bitter and battered, or you can slowly start to build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city, not a city for some, but finally a city for everyone. For everyone.
Beautiful. Thank you, Pierre. We can build a beautiful city for everyone. Oh my goodness, with our theme, practicing the presence, we're really being called. I was going to say tested, but called to step into presence, given all that that's happening in the world, and how there are millions and millions of people in the world right now who are worried about their future, their cities, their towns, their countries, their families. So to practice being in the present moment, the here and now, means that we are acutely aware and mindful of what is happening this very moment. And that we keep our consciousness on high watch, so we don't get distracted by the past or worries about the future, but that we stay centered in the here and now. We know what's happening. We are aware. We see it. And we also recognize that this moment is all there truly is. All there truly is. The present moment is that moment where there is no time. It is the point between the past and the future where there's pure potentiality for anything. Just depends on our consciousness. It is the point we can access our relationship with who we truly are and recognized that it's impossible for anything to exist outside of this moment, right here, right now. And the book I'm reading this month to go with the theme of practicing the presence is the book Practicing the Presence by Joel Goldsmith. And it really is a liberating and inspiring book. If you're looking for a book to read this month, or maybe the book club, which I don't know if you're still calling yourselves a book club, maybe you'd like to read that book this month. Anyways, Joel Goldsmith says, you govern your surroundings by the nature of what is taking place in your consciousness. Man is always seeking a power to overcome something or a power to destroy something. And therefore, he's not living in the awareness of God. Because in the realization of the presence of God, there is no need to overcome, to destroy, or to do anything. Wouldn't it be wonderful if everybody on this planet were to realize this? And for this to happen, we must remember who we are. And God must become an activity in our consciousness in each and every moment. In the prayer circle last Wednesday evening, I talked about being on high watch in our consciousness to embrace ourselves as the quantum archetypes, as Amit Goswami calls them, of love, light, power, peace, joy, abundance, beauty, wholeness, and justice, to remain grounded and connected to yourself and everything around you, so that we don't spiral down into despair and sadness and contribute to that consciousness. We want to be able to see everyone as love, light, power, peace, abundance, joy, beauty, wholeness, and justice. And to maintain that high watch in our consciousness. And we are being challenged to live in the now. And the chaos of this world would not be happening if we didn't have the spiritual tools to deal with it. I'm going to say that again. The chaos in the world wouldn't be happening if we didn't have the spiritual tools to deal. We have what it takes. Let's get out our toolbox. Let's use our tools and become so embodied in each and every moment as our God self. Ernest Holmes says, there is a place within us that lies open to the infinite. But when Spirit brings its gift by pouring itself through us, it can only take... Sorry, I just screwed that up. I'm going to say it again because I just got so overwhelmed by the quote. It was part of our Wednesday night class. I got so overwhelmed by it then, and I'm overwhelmed by it now because it's just so spot on. So I'm going to start again. There is a place within us that lies open to the infinite. But when Spirit brings its gift by pouring itself through us, it can only give to us what we take. This taking is mental. So the infinite is bringing us these gifts, pouring itself. The divine is pouring itself through us as us. How willing are you to accept and embody and live from this place? Because this is our mental equivalence, right? If we persist, this is still Ernest Holmes, if we persist in saying that life will not give us that which is good, it cannot. For life must reveal itself to us through our intelligence. And that's why I say go to a high watch. Use your mind to know who you are, to be in the moment, and to live. Live and accept fully all that you are. And then Ernest Holmes goes on to say, if we allow the pain of life's challenges to spiral us down into despair, we are not of service to anyone. And Gregg Braden says, the pain will destroy our health, our lives, the very relationships we most cherish. There is a wisdom in this condition. Think about that. Because it's kind of hard to find the wisdom in war. But there is a wisdom in this condition. It is our individual, this is me now, it is our individual responsibility to discover the pearl amongst the grit of these times so that each of us can bring new meaning to these painful experiences. And in doing so, this is back to Gregg Braden, we become better as people for ourselves, our families, for our communities. This is the way we build a better world. So imagine if each one of us took the time to find the wisdom in our own hurts, heal our own wounds. We would be such brilliant lights in contribution to the light and love of the world. We can't be at war with ourselves and expect there to be peace on earth. And, I've really taken this to heart. It's like, where am I warring with myself in my own mind? And every time I'm warring with myself, I am not in the present moment. I'm either in the past or the future. And yet, all the great challenges of life appear to us when, and only when, we have everything we need to heal and thrive in a bigger and better way. And right now, I think the world is experiencing a dark night of the soul. This eruption to our lives, to millions of lives. And we're experiencing this deep sense of meaningless, triggered by this upheaval. And that is the dark night of the soul. It's a time when we're drawn into this situation where it's like, oh my God, this is our worst, some of our worst fears showing up. And it's also, it came to us when we least expected it. We thought, we're over. We're done. The pandemic, it's now an endemic. It's disappearing. Life's going to go back to, this great new joyful time of connection. And then, all of this stuff happened. So we weren't expecting it. And yet the purpose of the dark night of the soul is for us to heal our own greatest fears and to emerge into a transformed state of consciousness. So each one of us has this opportunity to awaken into a deeper sense of purpose and connectedness with ourselves and each other, knowing that chaos is a part of the awakening process. It's the death of the old and the birth of the true, or reality with a capital R. So, recognize that you have the spiritual tools to rise out of these ashes of despair and become all that you're meant to be, which is in contribution to all We are meant to be on this planet and in contribution to the thriving of the planet. It was interesting. I listened to what was interesting to me. I listened to an interview with William Shatner the other day. He was talking about when he went up into space. And, the first part of it, he was really funny. He was talking about, like, where do you go to pee? There's no place to go and pee. And you have to get to a certain place in order to go and pee, because you do have to drink and you do have to eat. And that was very funny the way he described it. But he said when he came back to Earth, he was so saddened, deeply depressed, because seeing the Earth, the magnificence, the beauty of it from space, and coming back and realizing, the destruction that is taking place on our planet and on this Earth. And he said it was one of the saddest moments of his life. And we're not meant to be doing that. We're meant to be coming together and, drawing upon our own inner strength and our own love for ourselves and everyone else to have our planet flourish. So let's start to use present moment awareness to our benefit. And it all starts with breath. It all starts with breath. The path to present, the path to presence is through our mind and our body connection. They're not separate. The path is through our breath. And Carrie so beautifully illustrated this morning in prayer or in meditation. The breath is always the here and now. It is the ultimate present moment. Our breath is this constant connection to here and now, and presence is rooted in its flow. And it's funny, we've been doing a lot of suspending of our breath in spirit breath, where we breathe in and we suspend our breath. We're in the moment. There's nothing but this suspension of time and space and breath to breathe out again. Rooting the breath through our bodies, becoming present in our bodies. And when we focus our attention on our breath, we have no choice but to be in the present. So here's what I'm going to have you do. You can either put your hands on your heart. You can close your eyes if you want. You don't have to. But to breathe in and say to yourself, I am breathing in. Breathe out, saying, I am breathing out. Breathing in, I am here. Breathing out, this is now. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. I am here. This is now. And one more time. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. I am here. Breathing in. This is now. Breathing out. Just notice what you feel in your body. I feel spacious. I feel open. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. I am here. This is now. And from this place of presence, look at any person, any condition, and know it is neither good nor evil. And as we do this, our mind becomes quiet, because then there are no thoughts left for me to think about. There's only this moment. And I don't have to think of good. I don't have to consider something evil. I just know it is. And I come back into the very core of my being, where all my power is. Our mind gets stirred up when we're thinking about things, when we're thinking about people or situations, and this is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong. When our mind is at rest and we're here in the moment, we can simply surrender into love only. One of the things we talked about in class is what might be loving for one person might not be perceived as love for another. Doesn't matter. Let it go. Be here now. Ernest Holmes says, one of the most fascinating things which you will ever learn is that this law, which exists at the center of your being, is creative. That you use the same creativeness which brought the planets into being, the same creativeness that produces everything that is. So my question is, what do you want to produce? What do you want to produce? Because as we turn away from everything in prayer, using our spiritual tools, we can contemplate and be present to the perfection of our inner being and allow our inner being to guide us into the next moment and into the next moment and into the next moment, from a very different place than all that monkey mind chatter that's going on in our heads. And so, to finish off, I'm going to finish off with another Ernest Holmes quote about turning from everything that denies who we are and quietly contemplating the perfection of our own being, who is an incarnation of God. Then we meet the great reality in the only place we shall ever discover it, within our own hearts and souls and minds. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, I am here. Breathing out, this is now. This is living in the moment. Allowing your beautiful soul, that is those quantum archetypes of love, light, power, peace, joy, beauty, abundance, wholeness, and justice. Let it all shine through. Keep your heart open. You are being called to do this. We all are. Or the experience that's happening in the world of form wouldn't be happening. So, just keep remembering who you are. Thank you, everyone. Namaste. And with that, I'm going to go into our affirmation, our giving affirmation. So, we can say this together. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give to my spiritual center, I recognize I am the flow of abundance. I share with all life. There are no exceptions. It's all. As I give, I receive. And this month, our tithe goes to the Happily Ever After Animal Farm. And I'm also I have been looking at ways we can contribute to the Ukraine, to humanitarian services. I'm really researching which is going to be a powerful, beneficial organization to give to. If any of you have any suggestions, please email me. I think we're certainly in a position where we can give back in that way as well. And so with that, just a few announcements. We do have a board meeting at 11:15 today, and you're welcome to join in. It is our regular board Zoom link, which is on our calendar on our website. As well, this week, I'm actually leaving for a holiday this week after our board meeting. I'm going to the Laurentians and unplugging for the week. So we won't be having any spirit breath class. Everyone who's in class knows that class will not be happening this week. And we also will not have the prayer circle this week. So I'll see you on Sunday again. And I'm going to have a few days of being in a whole lot of snow. But the weather's supposed to be very nice. And I keep checking my phone. They send me notices because I'm flying Porter to Mont Tremblant. Derek left at 8 o'clock this morning. He's driving. And they said, just keep checking. It's very windy out there. And I'm trusting and knowing all is well. So with that, thank you. And I'd like to say thank you to Rev Fred, who I'm just going to pull him up on the screen here. Rev Fred, yes, I'm missing the I there. Sorry, is available for affirmative prayer after the celebration today. And his phone number is 416-520-2429. Anything you want to say, Fred? Call me.
Yeah, just, you know what? It was interesting because when I did that, that's generational, because apparently that's what we do in our generation, but the younger people do this for Call Me. We all have different symbols because they never did this, right? And then our previous generation, they would do this, right, to Call Me. So I was reading that. It's kind of interesting. So I'll use this for our generation and this for the younger generation. Just call me. Just call.
I love it. That's brilliant.
I know. I never realized that till a couple of weeks ago when I got that information. So.
Oh, well, thank you for your beautiful wisdom today. Much appreciated. Thank you to Carrie for meditation this morning. And thank you to Pierre, who is going to lead us out with a song we all know and we can all sing along to. So take it away, Pierre.
Okay. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow are so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands and saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Beautiful. Thank you, Pierre. It's
My
always
pleasure.
a delight to have you. And thank you for that wonderful song, which just to continue to remind us we do live in a wonderful world. We're very blessed.
We do.
Thank you, Rev Fred. Many blessings to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful Sunday, a beautiful week, and we'll see you next week.